What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets checking back in. We got Teaser Nation with us once again. Thanks for tuning in to the Wednesday night PGA on the Dot stream as we break down the Genesis Invitational. We didn't have as much luck as we did the week before. Nailing outrights. Xander screwed my plus 2,000 outright. And unfortunately for the Waste Management Open, it was just a couple placements here and there. Teaser, how'd you fare last week?
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty well after the first round. I had KH Lee, the first round leader, but I think he finished like 35th. But yeah, it wasn't great on outrights. I'm still upset that Scotty won. I'm usually on him. I missed his first win, but the funny thing was I took Answer live going into Saturday at like plus 3,000, and Scheffler, the two guys was him and Answer, and Scheffler was like 150 to 1 because he was 3 under. And I was just like, nah, I'm not going to take him. And of course he wins. He goes 9 under.
He had a hell of a back Sunday. Or was it that Saturday that Saturday went low? God, yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, very low. So I was just like, I mean, he's going to fold on Sunday like he usually does, but he didn't. Right. So congrats to him. But I'm looking to get another one this week. I hit a couple top 40s. KH Lee was a good one. And then I think Keith Mitchell, I think he came top 20, so he had a pretty good week. So those were the ones that I kind of hit. It was okay. I lost a couple units on the week, but we'll bounce back.
Adam Hadman was my best play. He saved a lot of my DFS lineups. I think I put $20 into DFS and I won like 12, so I lost $8 there. But Aaron Wise kind of screwed our lineup that we threw in the Discord as well. So. I don't know. I still feel pretty good about the golf process, and it's heading in the right direction. So I'm still kind of feeling my way through the outrights, placements, but I feel like the DFS landscape helps me with the outrights and the placements rather than those matchups. How you dominate those matchups. I think I just need to have maybe another year or two under my belt to figure that whole thing out.
Yeah, no, even me, man. They've been a struggle to get around matchups, but I think I've got a couple tomorrow that I like. But yeah, they've been pretty tough this year so far. So
well, let's dive into the Genesis Invitational, which takes place at Riviera Country Club, and there's a lot of guys with some pretty good course history that we want to target this week. You want to go into depth with the model shows here. And then any specific stats or attributes that we should be going after some key guys here.
Yeah, so just like a course history or review, it's a par 71, 7,300 yards. The greens are POA. And this is a big course actually for course comps. So if usually history shows if you play good at Quail Hollow, which was Wells Fargo, which was now moved around me this year, but it's usually at North Carolina, Quail Hollow, and then Copperhead, the Valspar Championship. So those are very great course comps for guys who play well here. And then also, this course plays sneaky long. It's kind of a small, not really that big, but it plays sneaky long. And then as we go in the model here, you can look. There's strokes gained, ball striking at 30%, which I'm big on this week. If you kind of click on that one, obviously you'll see Morikawa and Rahm there, like always. Paul Casey, who's a great ball striker, always has been. Get into strokes gain approach, which is usually there around the greens at 15% this week. Usually, obviously, chipping and short game's important everywhere, but mainly here it's really key. Pretty fast greens, so you got to be good around the greens. Par 4, 450 to 500. I think there's 7 par 4s within that category, so there's a lot there this week. Driving distance is key, as we mentioned before. Proximity, this one's huge for me this week, from 175 to 200 and 200 plus. So those are 2 key stats I'm looking at there this week. So yeah, if you want to dive into your outright, you can go ahead there. That's kind of what I looked at.
Yeah, and looking at everything here, it's the one guy that I cannot figure out is Luke List, who's the biggest wild card in golf DFS, golf betting. You don't know what you're going to get from him. So he checks out in the model. Me and Teaser are not on him this week, but he's one guy. If you want to play in a high-risk GPP lineup for DFS, he's your guy. He checks all the boxes here in the model. Um, but so just to point out a couple other things. The wind is going to be very calm this week, it's going to be very firm.
Okay.
So take in consideration, so those driving distances, I think it's dumped down a little bit because everyone's going to be able to get that extra run on it. So that's when it ties up to approach and birdies made, and then putting obviously always a big factor there. But it's tough to say, oh yeah, this guy's going to putt very, very well. So maybe go target guys, obviously good ball strikers and birdies made, and then strokes gained on approach. So those are three main attributes that I'm going off of there. And when it comes to outrights, you guys can see him. He's in a lot of the models here. Victor Hovland is going to be my first one here that I'm going to give out. It's plus 2,500. I'm going to always put 0.2 units on that. He has great success here, great course history. He drives the shit out of the ball. His driving distance is 304 on average. So, and I just think he's a little bit better around the greens this year as well. So I really like Victor Hovland.
Yeah.
And then my other one, which is probably a pretty popular one, but I'm okay with that, is going to be Dustin Johnson. He checks all my boxes. It was really between him or Rory, and I'm gonna have Rory McIlroy in my player pool, so I'm gonna have a good dose of him as well. But I think overall to win it, I like DJ. As greens and regulation, he's hitting 65. He's still a top 5 player in the world, and I'll take my odds here. He's at plus 1,600, so I like that. His chance here. He's got a pretty good course track record as well. So those are the two outrights. I'll have one more that I'll tweet out probably by the end of the night. I'm still trying to hone that one in. I want to go a little bit lower or a little higher. I thought about Max Homa. He's got great course history, top 5 in 20. He won it in 21. However, I don't think he's going to obviously repeat. So more than likely, I'm going to play him a little bit more in the DFS world than in the betting landscape. So you got any placements you want to give out as well?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with either 4 to 5 outrights this week. One that we match on is Dustin, obviously, one of my favorite players. But his course history is insane. 7 out of 8 top 10s the last 8 years. So he's been in contention. I mean, some of those were backdoor top 10s, but he's been in contention a lot here. I think he's been playing. I mean, he only played once this year so far. He played pretty solid at Torrey Pines there. So I do like him coming in here. I think I got 1,800 as a number. So I like that number on him, 18 to 1. Second, I'm going to go with Cam Smith.
Oh, yeah.
2 top 5s here the last 4 times he's played. Obviously, he's a great putter. He's a wizard around the green, so I like that aspect. He's a solid ball striker as well. So I'm always going to take my guy Cam Smith in that aspect on kind of not like hard course, but a somewhat hard course this week. And then this one is just I'm still debating on this one if I want to put this in. He's coming off COVID, Zalatoris, but I mean, I honestly don't want to miss out like I did on Scheffler. So I just have a feeling this week. I don't know what it is, but he's top 10 on the proximity from 175 to 200 and 200 plus. So he's just a great ball striker. It's just about those 3-footers, He's a good lag putter, but he can't make a 3-footer half the time. But,
yeah.
no,
he.
It's still up in the air.
And he is coming back. Him and Fitzpatrick are kind of question marks for me. But a lot of people are on Zalatoris. A lot of people are on Scheffler last week. So sometimes you run with them. Right. Sometimes you fade the public or whatnot. But yeah, I'll have Zalatoris in the player pool for DFS. I'm going to fade him though in the betting markets. So guys that I'm going to target top 20. These are the more I'm going to go 1-unit bets here on these guys. These guys, I think one of them is going to be very low owned because he missed a cut last week, and that is Tony Finau. He is currently at plus 160 to be top 20. I'll take that one for 1 unit. I think he has a good bounce back. He plays this course fairly well, and how it's kind of seen as he's under-owned at this particular course, and then he shoots up the leaderboard there because people forget about him or have bad taste in the mouth from a miscut last week. So like Tony Finau there, and I liked what I saw from Adam Scott last week. He had a couple bad holes here and there, but he absolutely dominates on this course as well. I guess it's the same green, same fairways as they have in Australia and South Africa. So a lot of those guys play very, very well here. You know, Mark Leishman, Cameron Smith, Adam Scott, guys that you should probably be targeting a little bit here and there. So I'm going to go Adam Scott plus 150 at 1 unit as well for the top 20. I like both of those guys pretty well. They fit in the model here. And I mean, main thing for Finau, he just has to hit some damn putts. He's right around the green every so often, and then his short game has just been pretty trash this year.
Yeah, he'll get it going soon. Maybe it could be this week. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I had one more outright that I wanted to touch on was that we haven't really talked about yet is Paul Casey.
Yep.
I know what I said with course comps. He's won at Copperhead, the Valspar twice, so that's a great course comp. I mean, he kind of fits out in everything except the par 4, 450 to 500. But I mean, it's Paul Casey. He hasn't won in a while, but I do think he's going to get a win this year. Maybe not this week, but I think he can get one. And I love the 60 to 1 on him. I think that's a little high for a guy like his caliber who strikes the ball well here. And then one long shot I'm going to go with 80 to 1 on Jason Kokrak.
There you go.
There's not really anything I'm kind of looking at with him. He's just, he gets hot one week and he wins. He's actually had 3 wins in his last 20 starts, which is kind of insane. I don't know, maybe 25, but yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those. I'll take an 80 to 1 on Kokrak.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's the most. I mean, he is inconsistent, but he's the most disrespected on
betting odds
I've seen. Like always 80 to 100 to 1, but
I'll take that for sure.
Yeah, those are my outrights. I think I'm going to be playing.
Perfect. And then I'll give out my top 40. I'll do those for the tweet before we get going there. So I just gave out 2 outrights and 2 top 20s, and then I'll have the rest of my card tweeted out by the end of tonight as I just finalize it. Those are 4 plays that I really think can hit this week. Like those a lot. I'm going to think about the other ones. So we can transition. If anybody's got any questions, you guys are thinking about playing somebody, throw those in the chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. And we will go transition to the DFS world now. And a lot of value in this particular contest here. I got about 5 or 6 guys that I really think from that 7 to mid 8s that are pretty damn that have a chance to win this thing. And first guy we just talked about him was Paul Casey at 7,600. He has great course history, checks a lot of the boxes again as well, and he's only $7,600 for DFS. So a good cheap piece that you could throw in your lineup. He doesn't come without ownership, so he's at 13 to 16%, which is not the end of the world, but it's a guy that ends up hopefully not screwing your lineup up like Aaron Weiss would last week or so.
He can do that, but I don't think he will this week. I'm definitely starting. If you're playing a lineup, I'm riding or dying with Casey in the lineup. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you would consider him a building block. You'd build around him.
Yeah, I would say I definitely would him as a building block, and definitely Dustin Johnson as another building block there. I would go with
that. Is definitely my building block is Dustin Johnson, or you can either go Dustin Johnson or Rory. So pick and choose one of those two. Yeah. I think those are pretty good pivots between one another. You got they're right next to each other. So if you want to save $500, you can go to Rory. They're the same exact ownership, 21 to 25%. They love this course. Choose one of those two and build around them. Don't go with both, I don't think. And then the other one that has another building block is Cameron Smith at 9,100. So you can play, Rory and Smith and get a pretty good discount there and have a pretty, I would say, even lineup because you're not going to pay up for John Rahm at 11.3, and you're not going to play Cantlay at 11. So you go here with Rory, you go here with Cameron Smith, 2 guys that I really think have a chance to win this thing. So you start your lineup out there, 9,700 and 9,100, a lot to play with there. So the other one that is, I think he's too cheap. I'm not going to have too much of him, but It's Matt Kuchar. He strikes the ball too damn well to be at 6,800. He should never be that low. I know he doesn't have good recent form, but I'll take a good ball striker. He's missed the cut two times in a row, but before that, he had a 7th, 37th, 22nd, 35th, and 36th. Everybody knows how good Matt Kuchar can be, and I'm going to bank on projection here and not recent form, and thinking I can get away with a cheap piece in Matt Kuchar at 6,800 before the price jumps up after a good performance. So I'm just going to try to get ahead real quick with Matt Kuchar at 6,800. Leaves me tons of room to go up and get those big guys, the Smiths, the Rorys, the DJs, and then if you want to go, Hovland at 9,400 is another option as well.
Yeah, and just to piggy off another guy like Kuchar, that you can kind of get ballsy with here is Cameron Young at 6.7, 6.7K. I think, right?
Cameron, let's see. Oop.
He's
Cameron. Yep, 6,700. Yep. 2 to 4%.
Yeah, so I mean, with him, so if you want to go there, I mean, what is he? He's obviously a rookie this year. He's a Korn Ferry graduate last year. He's been top 40 in his last 3 starts, including a 26 and 20 at Phoenix and the Farmers. And he contends. He's an up and coming guy. Kind of reminds me of Zalatoris there, but I mean, obviously, I don't think he wins. I think he could potentially get you a top 20 at the maybe max. I think he'll get you with that top 40 range, but that's some guy to keep in mind.
That's a phenomenal play. I mean, just on recent form alone. I mean, he's gotten, American Express, Farmers, and Phoenix.
And that's your worst guy in your lineup?
I like that a lot. Yeah, he's position 40. So he finished 40th, 20th, and 26th. And his ownership has not even gone over 5%. He's at 2%, 1.8, and then 1.5. I think that's a brilliant play there, or a brilliant cheap play that you can throw into your lineup as well. So I like that a lot. It's a good point. It's just,
that's why that's your worst play in your lineup, and he gets you a tie for 26, and then if you get him in your lineup, I mean, you can go for the big guys then.
Yep. So let's see what trends. Yeah, he trends a lot. Long-term driving distance, recent driving distance, averaging at least 80 points per game, past month. So Fantasy Labs, the pro trends, definitely check out with Cameron Young. So I like that a lot. So that's a good guy. That's a guy I'll probably throw on my player pool for sure. So I'll throw a question at you. So who's one guy that probably is going to be a little bit heavier owned that you're going to fade this week?
So I know you just talked about him, but
you can steal him. You can steal it.
To fade. No, like you like him.
Oh,
this week.
damn it!
I don't know. No. I don't mind you playing it. I don't mind anyone playing this guy. It's Rory.
Oh,
okay.
Damn it.
No, it's so he hasn't played in the U.S. this year, right? But I just think, for me personally, I've bet him so much where it's like, I don't know whether to fade him or play him. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he has a great course comp. He plays well at Quail Hollow. He plays well here, but like I can't back him this week. I just can't. But I can see why you want to back him. But that's just personally, I want to fade him this week. I just have that in me to fade him. So I think that's the one guy I would. How about you?
So to piggyback right here on Rory, and it does feel like such a trap because it's only 9,700 and he's Rory McIlroy. You would think he'd be in the 5-figure range. So it does seem a little trappy. I'm just going to go with it, and I really, really think he can get up there. At least I hope. So that's what I'm going to go with. But no, I could definitely understand your concerns with him not playing this year in the U.S. So we'll see how that goes. But my guy that I'm fading, he's not going to be too popular. I think he's probably going to be like 10 to 12%. But that is going to be where is he? I'm going to go with I'm going to fade Brooksy. So
I knew you were going to say that.
So
I agree.
This is basically off of a trend right here, as you guys can see on the screen. He plays in one, and then he doesn't care about the next, and then he plays really, really well in one, and then he doesn't care about the following. Yeah. So miscut, top 30. Miscut, top 5. I'm thinking another miscut here. Probably just going to pack it up and say screw it. Maybe dye his hair back to being brown.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't have the what's it called, the like prop things, but I would take Brooks Koepka miscut, whatever that is, to be
Yeah,
honest
we
with
can
you.
definitely. I wonder if DraftKings has that. Make
Yeah,
make
I
slash
don't.
miss cut.
I
Yeah,
don't.
here we go. Brooks.
I
Oh,
wonder if it's
oh, that's to miss the cut. Miss the cut. Where's he at? Plus 230 for Brooks. Oh, hey, I like that.
yeah. That's the thing though. He's gonna really have to struggle though because the cut line's like 1 over usually to 4
Yeah.
over here. So, but I do see him. I don't know. Yeah, I really agree with you there. It's like sometimes it's just like he just doesn't want to
Mm-hmm.
play. So, and he's like even said that like he doesn't want to get up for tournaments except majors and like the waste management where he plays
Yeah,
well.
he's got
So,
the crowd behind him. The crowd loves it. He can get
right.
kind of get pumped up. This is
Yeah.
such a letdown tournament right here for him. Such a letdown spot. So I'm probably going to throw a little sprinkle on that. I have to. I just talked myself into that. I like that a lot. I'm glad you pointed that out. But the other guy that probably that I would fade this week is, it's so sad to say because I was on him last week and he didn't do shit. Jordan Spieth. I probably should never even say that because I should just stop talking about Jordan Spieth because I'm always wrong. But that's another guy that I'm just going to fade. I think he's the same odds to miss the cut as Koepka. So in my head, I guess I'm thinking the same route where both those guys could potentially shit down their leg. But I'm going to lean Koepka here, but I could see Jordan Spieth missing the cut as well. Damn, I like that.
I like that. I think one of my fades, another fade would be Tom Hoagie as well. I think he's just played a lot of golf the past couple of weeks. He's been kind of in contention, honestly, both weeks. So I think that mentally is going to take a toll on him this week. But yeah, I think him and then another guy I wanted to mention, I think in the 8,000 range where you can pivot off of maybe Zalatoris or Max Homa if you like him, is Bubba Watson. He's won this 3 times, which is insane. He's just kind of a horse for a course, really. I mean, he likes it. He's obviously never been a great chipper of the ball, but he loves this course, and I think he would be a great pivot there in the 8,000 section. So
yeah, and I think he kind of snuck under the radar last week. He didn't have much. Like, I feel like every time I was watching it, I didn't hear anything about Bubba Watson. Didn't hear nothing, and all of a sudden he's finished 14th. It's just like, oh, I didn't even know he was there because you had all the other excitement with a couple hole-in-ones. Then you had the jammed-up leaderboard with all those guys. So yeah, he just kind of went unnoticed, but he's been playing pretty dang well. And I like that spot, and he does have good course history there. He's definitely in my player pool for DFS. And then I will go back to Finau. I know he missed the cut last week, and he's coming in at single-digit ownership for this particular tournament at 8,400. I gotta have some of that. He was 10% owned last week. He's all coming off of 2 missed cuts, 25%, 9%. I'm still gonna stick with my guy Tony. I really, really think he can get it going. If he misses the cut for a 3rd straight time, I don't know what I'll do. It'll be bad.
Let's call that the risky play of the week, Tony.
Yeah,
because that's what. Yeah, you'll either boom or bust. Great course history, but I think this is like the worst I've ever seen him in a while. So
I'm hoping he figured something out. I mean, I'm taking his top 20. He's going to be in my player pool. I'll have a good dose of him. So yeah, I hope that he gets to there. But no, I am going to fade Zalatoris this week. I know you're on him. I'm going to fade him in DFS and hope that he doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. But that's another guy that I'm going to fade. I'm not going to fade him to miss the cut because I think he's too damn good. And he's probably hungry after missing that last tournament. So just the fact that he's 8,800, he's going to be heavily owned, 17 to 20%. I'm just going to take my chances here and be underweight on him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely look at it both ways. I can see you not wanting to be on. I could see you wanting to be on. The COVID variable, no one knows. Like, obviously, it's affected other guys in different sports, but we don't really know how it affects golfers that much. But yeah, it's either way. I can see both sides.
And if you guys have tuned into our streams, we never talk about Jon Rahm. We have never talked about him. I don't know why. It's just like he's the top guy, #1 golfer in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you can play him if you want. He's going to be a top 20 guy every single week. It's just crazy.
It's so annoying.
It is, yeah. Yep.
It's like I don't want to take a 7-1 on him to win a tournament. Like he's not Tiger Woods
Right.
Jr. You know what I mean? Like he's not
Exactly.
pulling him out. Like he hasn't played well in contention really this year. But I like Rom. Like even his top 10, it's like what is it like plus 110?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I'm just not taking
Yeah.
that. I mean I know he's going to get top 10. I'm sure Cantley and him get
Mm-hmm.
top 10 this week, but there's just no value there.
Right.
You know. So it's maybe I'm taking Rom for every single major though. He's going to be at 10-1, 11-1, which is still like not that great of a number, but he's going to win 2 majors.
In
this year,
majors,
I
it's
think,
pretty
so.
good. Yeah, I would say that. But
Yeah.
no, like on these tournaments
So
where he's the odds-on favorite, there's zero value to him. And obviously, yes, it's John Rahm. You can go ahead and play him if you want in DFS,
right.
but just know it comes with heavy, heavy ownership. And if you want to go up
Right.
those leaderboards in the high-risk contest, sometimes you have to be underweight on these guys and hope that they suck. The last 4 times out, he's gotten second, 14th, third, and 10th. It's John Rahm. You know, that's what you expect out of him. That's what he's been doing. And maybe this is the tournament where he just doesn't hit it very well and misses the cut. You know, you could always have that, and then you're stuck with somebody who's the most expensive in your lineup missing the cut. So with 30%
Right.
ownership, which is it's just it's just not somebody that I particularly want to play every single tournament. But obviously you can if you want. We're not.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't talk about him for like because we're fading him at all. It's just like it's John Rahm. You know what you're going to get out of him, which is a sure thing. But in the DFS landscape,
Right.
you want to take some risk and you want to get up those leaderboards. That's what you got to do.
And especially this week, like obviously, I think I'm gonna put Cantley in that range now, right? Of John Rahm, like he's just been reeling off top 10. So, like we were saying, I
Wow,
think
look at
Dustin
that! Holy
Johnson
cow!
play. Right, I think he has 5 in a row,
yeah.
right? Top
Yep.
10s, or yeah. So it's if you want to, I think that's our play. Like both of us think Dustin Johnson's the play to do that. If you want, I think he's going to match him this week. So, and he's going to have lower ownership, obviously.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I didn't even know. I mean, Cantley's been playing very, very well. It's the West Coast. He loves the West Coast. So, like I said,
Yeah.
we will tell you guys, hey, Cantley and Rahm, play them if you want to. If you're playing cash games, 1,000%. But if you're trying to play those high risk GPPs and get up there, you're going to have to sometimes fade these guys in order to get up there. So, not saying that they're bad plays. They're more cash games, a little bit more ownership involved. And I'm going to shout out Joey Pites because he was really, really on Patrick Cantley last week, and he came in with 12% ownership and he got second. So he almost pulled it out. He was on him in the Discord. So make sure you guys, if you are rewatching, join the Discord in the description below or the homepage of the Twitch. We have 500 members plus now. It's been steadily growing. It's a lot of fun. We shoot the shit all day long. I throw some plays in there rather than throwing them on Twitter sometimes. So it's a little bit of benefit for the guys that are showing some love in there. So any final thoughts that you got for the Genesis Invitational, Caesar?
Yeah, man. That's really it for me. I think one guy I don't think we even mentioned him the whole show is Morikawa.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about him.
Yep.
I really don't know. What do you think about him this week? I don't know what I think about him, to be honest. I mean, obviously he's kind of fits his course, but I don't know if I feel a bad putting week by him this week. How about you?
It's just not someone that I was on him so much last year that it's like I was on him before. I think I had that one outright that he won like the first time, and I was just like, okay, I'm a Morikawa fan forever. But then it just he was like super dominant, and they became super popular, and so like I went against him. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna ever play Morikawa because everybody else thinks that Morikawa is a great play. Yeah. This could be a tournament where he's 17 to 20% projected own. He played over in Dubai, got top 20 last time he played. He doesn't move the needle for me this week. I might include him in the DFS player pool, but I don't know how much of him I'll actually have. He might be a player that I have in there, and the optimizer gives me like less than 5%, and I say that's not, there's no point to do that, so I kind of leave him out.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's not really on my mind this week, but yeah, I don't know. I'm staying away from him. I just want to see how he plays this week and then go from there kind of thing for me.
So that means he'll win this week. So just so everybody's watching, put him in there. He'll probably win.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he'll putt like a game like 8 strokes putt and have one of his weeks where he just like puts it to 5 feet every hole. But yeah, and then last words for me, a big sleeper this week, Thomas Peters. So I have him top 40, but he's a huge. I think he's great course history here. He had a second, and then I think as an amateur he won here. So he's a big sleeper this week. He's from mostly the European tour, so a lot of people may not know about him if you're just kind of getting into golf. But he's a great talent, so I think he's gonna be in contention this week. So
I'm gonna add him to my player pool now, just as you said that.
yeah.
DFS Peters now. Perfect. But no, that's a good one to end on. We'll be back next Wednesday. I don't even know what the hell tournament it is. Do you know what tournament it is?
Honestly, have no clue. What is it? I think there's Florida Swing next week. No, I don't remember.
We'll see.
Check.
But we'll be back same time.
Same
time next week. Make sure you guys tune in. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Chat wasn't as active tonight, but that's okay. We will keep providing winners for you guys. We almost got close to 2 outright winners in back-to-back streams. So we will try to get one here. Maybe we get Dustin Johnson a combined outright winner here for you guys. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. And with that, we will get out of here. See you guys.
All right. Peace.